Hi everybody, and welcome to today's Grace Note. Today I want to talk to you about why you don't need to make things happen. So this will be particularly interesting for those of you right now who maybe are trying to achieve a personal goal, a financial goal, or maybe you're waiting for something to happen, or perhaps you're just wondering what action you're supposed to take in order to get to your next step or go in a new direction. So I hope you're going to enjoy this one, and if you do, then please leave me a comment and feel free to subscribe below for more videos. And I'll tell you why this is so hopeful to me, why we don't have to make things happen, is because there's so much effort and so much energy that goes into just making stuff happen. And that effort is generally mental to begin with, if you've noticed. You know, there's so much responsibility that comes with needing to make it happen. And our world today is celebrating that idea, even promoting it. And that was my journey too. You know, when I started out, when I left my job as a school teacher in London, and I was wondering what else I could do in order to earn, in order to serve, I fell into quite a period of time of thinking it was up to me to make my next step happen. It was up to me to bring things to life and fruition. And that made for quite an ungraceful experience of life. It made for struggles in relationship, it made for struggle financially, it made for struggle internally. But it was very innocent, because most of the psychology that I was engaged with and reading up on and even investing coaching on promoted this idea that, you know, it was up to me to change things. It was up to me to make it happen, make the next financial goal, make the next move, make the next whatever it was. Now, if you're someone in that position, you know, I want you to hear the hope of this message today, because what I have seen over time, and in particular in coming across the principles that underlie every experience in life, those are known as the 3 principles, but in really coming across more deeply the power of our own wisdom in particular, I have seen that wisdom moves us, that we are being lived and we are being moved to our next direction, to our next step, to our next goal. And it's not even required from us to wake up in the morning and make up where we're supposed to be headed. In fact, as I have seen over time, this wisdom within us gives us the direction, gives us the how-to and the way to. And if I look back on my own journey, and again, I like to speak from the personal in the hope that it will help you, but if I look back at my own journey, you know, when I was starting out with coaching at the very beginning, I can see how wisdom was moving me to help people in a new way. I can see how wisdom was insisting that I, you know, fly back to London and host an event as a means to getting in front of people for the first time. All these little nuggets of wisdom were coming in and moving me much bigger than me. In fact, I often say to my clients, if I had known what was ahead of me, I probably would have been too scared to take the first step. So it was really good that everything happened a little bit at a time. And so what I've seen more deeply over time is just that this wisdom is what really is the reason why we don't have to make it happen. It is informing us all the time of what we're supposed to do. And in fact, the more we can get our little personal goals out of the way and off the table, the more we open up to this incredible field of wisdom that's so much bigger than what our little mind can make up. So it's one of the reasons that, I am consciously saying over and over in these videos and in my blogs and with my clients, to cultivate that relationship with your own wisdom, because it will move you. I often sort of connect it with, one touch of God's favor. Well, one touch of wisdom's favor sends us miles ahead. We end up tapping into something that might have taken years to happen, or might have taken months to happen, or weeks to happen. It's miraculous, actually. And it's that sort of one touch of wisdom's favor that you want to be more interested in than your own personal will. Because yes, you might have desires, yes, you might have goals, but we don't know that those are coming from your wisdom. In fact, most times they're coming from a deep-rooted sort of need within you to prove, to very innocently, to prove or to achieve or to feel better, very innocently. And the reason it's innocent, the reason I can say that with confidence and compassion, is because when you don't know the game you're playing, you can't change it. You keep playing the same game. But the moment you wake up to the game you're playing, the moment you start to see whether you're operating from wisdom or operating from insecurity, there's really only two places to be driving from. The moment you see the game you're playing, where it's coming from, the game is subject to completely change. You can hear more about how that occurred in my own life if you'd like to check out our About video. You can see that on the link that I post below. But in general, I think what I'd like to really encourage you all with today is just put down the gun, like the gun you have to your head about making it happen, put it down. And rest in the confidence and the beauty that is your wisdom moving you to whatever it is you're supposed to do, or supposed to receive, or supposed to engage with, or supposed to experience. Now, sometimes wisdom will move you externally, and what I call that is an invitation from life. So sometimes life will invite us to something that we weren't expecting. And I particularly emphasize not expecting, because it's those little opportunities that we're not expecting that are so completely the opposite to our little personal goals that we can tend to trust. So wisdom can move us internally, but it can also move us externally, in the sense of being invited by life to experience something new or something different. And when we follow that wisdom, when we follow those calls, life works, things flow. We're no longer expending our energy in making stuff happen in the world. We're actually just playing the game of life very gracefully and enjoying life, enjoying whatever it is we do. So I hope this has been helpful, and I'd love to hear from you. What are you taking away from this one? Post me a comment in the link below, or write to me directly on gracefulcoaching@gmail.com. And I'll be back with you soon with another Grace Note. Ciao.